Hello viewers, welcome to E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College, Valancheri. I am Ruxana, Assistant Professor, Department of English. Today, I would like to draw your attention to the topic Structuralism. This topic is included in the syllabus of the 5th semester BA Functional English students under the University of Calicut. After watching this video, you will be able to understand the basic knowledge regarding the movement Structuralism. What is Structuralism? It is the most influential, literal and critical analysis of the 20th century. It is an intellectual movement which began in France during 1940s. It developed a new mode of analyzing literary text. Structuralism gives emphasis to language or the formal properties of a text, their structures and frames in specific genres like novel and poetry. The most prominent figure in the field of structuralism is Ferdinand de Saussure, and it has roots in the linguistic theories developed by Saussure. What is structure? Structure means an order, sequence or arrangement. Structuralism believes that everything in this universe has structure. Suppose we can take a general example. What is the structure of a solar system? There are different planets. In each planet there are continents, and inside the continents we have a lot of countries, and inside the countries we have cities. This is the structure of the solar system. It's a general example. And structure means the individual units, the meaningful units that are arranged in a specific order. When we come to an example in literature, what makes the structure of a poem? A poem constitutes the sounds, the images, the words, all this combined to form the structure of a poem. This ultimately results in the meaning of that poem. Now let's move to Ferdinand de Saussure. He is considered as the father of modern linguistics. He is a Swiss linguist and he is credited with the founding of semiotics. He called semiotics as semiology. And his lectures that compiled to form a work, its name is A Course in General Linguistics, that is published in the year 1915 by his students. Before Saussure, language was considered as only a way to name things. And he started studying about language and he tried to define what is a language and how language is made. And at last reached in a conclusion that every language is made up of signs. He paved the foundation stone for structuralist linguistics. Now let's move to the key concepts put forwarded by Saussure to the field of structuralism. The first one is synchronic and diachronic study. The second one is sign equal to signifier and signified. The third one is lang and peril. And the fourth one is the relational theory of language. And let us look at it one by one. Now let's look at what is synchronic and diachronic study. These are the two approaches to the analysis of language. And in synchronic study, we are understanding how words acquire meaning within a period of time and as part of a general system of language. Here we are looking at the words within the current state of usage. Here we are not looking at the history. And in diachronic studies, we are looking at how words acquire its meaning over time. Here historical meaning is important and the history is important. When we pronounce the sentence, the film star looks glamorous, we can very easily understand the meaning. But when we go to the diachronic study, we came to know that the term glamorous is used to describe witches. Now we can move to the next concept put forwarded by Saussure, that is sign. According to Saussure, Language is a system of signs. A sign is anything which communicates a meaning. And Saussure says that every sign is the combination of two components, that is signifier and signified. Signifier is the sound image of a word. At the same time, signified is the mental concept or the mental image. In this picture, we can see an apple. Here, the apple is the sign. According to Saussure, he says that there are two components of a sign. One is signifier and the another one is signified. Here, signifier is the word or the sound apple. At the same time, the image that comes into our mind when we pronounce the word apple is the signified. And he also says that there is no relationship between signifier and signified. The relationship between signifier and signified is arbitrary. The next concept by Saussure is langue and peril. Saussure divides language into two. One is langue and the another one is peril. According to him, langue is the system of rules and conventions that govern us how we are using a language. And at the same time, peril is the language in context or how a person speaks in a context. Here we can take the example of the mathematical tables. Here the mathematical tables are a set of rules. It is an example for langue. And the everyday calculations we are doing is an example for peril. Now we can move to the last concept by Saussure, that is the relational theory of language. According to Saussure, words existed in relation to other words, and the meaning of the word is dependent upon the meaning of other words. And he says that meaning can be understood by the binary opposite of it. We can take an example. What is darkness? We can define it. Where there is no light can be called as darkness. Here we are understanding the meaning of darkness by the binary opposite of it, that is light. This is called the relational theory of language. And we are understanding meaning by contrasting it with other words which it is not. This is the end of the session. So, in this session, we have discussed the important movement Structuralism and the famous contributor, that is Fernand de Saussure, and his key concepts. Thank you.